Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Air2Sea Events and Travel. So, most of my videos on YouTube have been about traveling, especially cruises. That is our number one way to vacation. If you want to get us excited, throw a cruise our way and we will be happy as the day is long. So, this is just a look at my website. We do extravagant events, luxurious travel, and we are an itty bitty small business right now. So what you can do to help us out is go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and that way you'll get notifications. As you know, YouTube goes by the numbers, guys, so we need your help. All right, so now since we've gotten past that part, this video is going to talk about Air2Sea. So we are I2C, and we're talking about Air2Sea. Have y'all heard of that before? So Air2Sea is going to be directly related to Royal Caribbean. Y'all know that's my favorite cruise line as of right now. So we're going to talk about it. Okay, guys, so as mentioned a little bit before, so Air2Sea is going to provide this premium benefits that gives you everything that you want to need in an airfare. And yes, I'm reading from their page because that's what it says. But I have personally flown or booked with Air2Sea. Actually, when we did Symphony of the Seas, we booked through them because they are guaranteeing that you're going to get the lowest airfare. And most importantly, they guarantee that you're going to make it to the ship on time. The ship will not leave without you. That is their guarantee. And I dug a little bit deeper. If the ship does happen to leave without you, there's a whole bunch of monies that they pay out to you. You'll get reaccommodations for your hotel. They'll get you ground transportation to and from, things like that. So you will be heavily compensated if something like that does happen, because that's the reason to book with Air2Sea, because they're going to guarantee that you're going to get there. Now, I had a client that called me today in a panic, and she had me nervous as well. Her flight was changed today. Now, her cruise is today, and her flight was changed. Now, guys, listen, COVID is still going around, and now there's a new variant. So these things could happen. We are in December. It's holiday time. A lot of businesses are short-staffed, and, so are the airlines. When you're going through TSA, if you notice, it takes longer for you to get through because they don't have as many people working. So her and her sister were going to go catch their flight, and they were delayed by like 2 hours. And then they were just told, let me just say this, they were flying on Frontier, and they were just told that there was nothing they could do because of the staffing. They're short-staffed, and they just had to push everybody back, which means that this pushed them back from getting on the boat on time. Well, when you get those emails from your travel agent or from Royal Caribbean, you need to be reading those, because it's going to tell you, hey, this is the latest time that you can actually get on this boat. Now, she was set to depart. The boat was set to leave at 5 p.m. So she thought she had until 4 o'clock to get there. Absolutely not. They gave until 2:30 to get there. So we've been on the phone all day with Royal Caribbean. Please, is there anything you can do? The flight was delayed. You have to show proof. She gets to the pier, and they can't find their COVID results. Ended up finding the results, but the doors have been closed. So at this point, they're saying it's 4:05. We cannot open the doors again, blah, blah, blah. She talked to someone that talked to someone else that said, we've been dealing with this all day. We know that she's been calling, and they graciously let them aboard, but not without calling the captain first, she stated. So anyway, we don't want this to happen to you. And I stress when things like this happen. So I do have, clients that say that instead of booking the day of, the flight the day of, they go the day before or a couple of days before because they don't want all that stress. Well, if you're limited on the amount of days you can take off from work, or if you don't want to, incorporate that extra hotel stay in your fees, then most people do fly the same day. I'm one of those. I fly the same day. I just happened to get an earlier flight, but now this has made me nervous. I do always get the insurance, but still, if you're excited about going on a cruise and you're trying to get there and your cruise is canceled, even if they give you the money back, you still don't get that time back, and time is very valuable. So that's where Air2Sea comes in. So Air2Sea has what's called a emergency travel team. They're going to guarantee that you're going to make it to your cruise. If anything like this happens and you're on, you're trying to get on your flight and things like that, and something has happened, they're going to guarantee that you're going to get on that flight. I don't know what they do behind the scenes. We've never had an issue with booking through them or anything like that, but that is their guarantee. So just with that alone, you should book with them. They offer economy, first class, business class flights. You can use your points as well. And they offer buy now, pay later. So when we were going to Hawaii, I was able to book our flight, and we actually chose Delta. So what you do is you go on Air2Sea, and it's AIR, the number 2, SEA. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go on their website, and you're going to put in either your booking number, or you can just go in and just check regular flights. It doesn't have to be for a cruise. So you go in, you put that information in. It's going to tell you what times they have available. If it's going to be a time that's going to make you miss the ship, they won't give it to you. You won't get that time. So if you do happen to miss the ship because of something else, they guarantee that you're going to be on the ship. It may not be at their first stop, but it could be one of the second or third or fourth ports or wherever we're going to. Also, like I stated, they offer the best rates and that's their guarantee. If you book today and within 24 hours, you find the same exact flight with the same time and things like that, and it is lower, they will give you 110% of the difference. So you get all of your money back plus an additional 10%. With the book now, pay later program, what it is that you go ahead, you book your flight. Once you go in and book me, then you're booked, and they will tell you how much it's going to cost. You'll see the amount, and you'll have to pay that by your cruise date, by your cruise due date. So what that means is, let's say you pay for your cruise, like we're going on our cruise January 31st. So our balance for our cruise is due January 1st because they're doing 30 days for certain ships. So that means if we book with Air2Sea, our flights would be due, our money for our flights that we've already booked will be due the same time. Now, if you do need to cancel for some reason, you need to make sure that you read the fine print, because it is a $200 cancellation fee per person, guys, per person. So just make sure that when you're booking, I would say, you do want to kind of check the flights, check the prices and stuff like that. But once you book, make sure you don't have to cancel. That's $200 per person. They also have chartered planes for Bahamas and Bermuda, because they have direct flights there, because Royal Caribbean was trying to ramp up business, and that started this year. So they have those flights that go directly there. So if you want to get on a plane that's going directly there and your flight is really, really short, I would definitely say go with Air2Sea. Now, they also offer airport transfers. So what it'll do is, once you go to this website and you put your information in, it's going to ask you, do you need transportation to and from the airport and the pier? So if you click yes, it's going to tell you how much additional that's going to be. I think that's the way to go, guys. I really think that's a good idea. Okay, so what's going to happen is, once you, after you book your cruise and you book your airfare, you need to also look for the airport transfers. Now, you can either call your Royal Caribbean travel agent, or you can call Royal Caribbean directly, because there's something that we have to do to go in to see if it's going to be offered from the particular airport that you're going to be arriving at. But the fees, they vary from about $15 each way, depending on how far the airport is from the pier. And I've seen it up to $70, $75. So it is a good way. Now, with the airport transfers, now you will have responsibility with those. You're going to have to make sure that you're choosing your flights that are going to be after a certain time. For instance, our flight is on the 31st. The airport transfer, they will not arrive until 12:30. That's the earliest that they're going to get there. So our flight won't arrive until 11:10. So that's going to be perfect. Give us time to get there, get our bags, maybe walk around, get a snack or something like that, take some pictures. Now, on the way back, our flight is at 1 p.m. So what they're saying is that your flight can be no earlier than 1 p.m. So if you have a 11 a.m. flight that day that the cruise disembarks, you will not be able to take the airport transfer because you won't make it in enough time. So that's just something else to look into. It's just another way, that Royal Caribbean is kind of taking over the business of cruising and transportation. So I've done the airport transfers. I found them to be convenient. The only thing I don't like is the cloth seats. I feel like you can't really clean them that well. I would prefer leather, that way I could wipe it down myself, but it does get you to the boat and it gets you there on time. I've never had a problem with them. Only, the thing with COVID and everybody being closed in, but now we're basically getting back to normal, and you still will have to wear your mask. So that's another thing. Just make sure you're looking out for those emails Royal Caribbean will send out to tell you any type of protocol changes that are going on currently. There is the new variants that's going around with COVID, so things are probably going to change more now. Make sure that you get your test in the required amount of time before you get on the ship. I think I saw 3 days, and I've seen 2 days. So I don't know if that's something that's going to be changing. If you ever have any questions, you can just drop them down below. I'll get an alert on my phone and I can check it out for you. But until then, happy sailing.